pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All righty. Remind folks to silence their phones and that we are recording this. Let's see here. Sorry, I got to be the IT guy too, so I got to put this up on the Facebook page that we're live. Some people only look for it on Facebook. Let's see. All right. First up, we have a public hearing to adopt the final budget. This is public hearing number one. How many do we have? 3? Just one? Just it?
That's the budget, and we even takes care of it. The money's special reserve fund balance is part of the budget. One motion.
One motion. Anybody want to hear to speak about the budget? I almost stopped mailing, but he was just itching his nose. So no. All right. Any discussion?
Well, it's a fairly balanced budget. With a 0.5% tax rise, that only amounts to $6,000. So when you're only raising $6,000 with all our 20 or so full-time and another 20 part-time, you've got about 45 people with pay raises and minimum wage raises, only raising $6,000 says that they want to their home. But I think the board did a pretty good job on keeping budgets fairly tight. And so I think it's a good budget. It's fairly balanced.
Really help with me.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to
Without
thank
her.
the whole staff, the department heads, Tanya, Dan, and everybody else. We couldn't have done it without, especially our department heads, y'all's input. And we thank you for this.
All right, with that,
I'll make a motion to accept the budget as written and changes, moving and all that. I'll second.
any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anticlimactic. There it goes. All right. Fred, you missed it. We already voted on the budget. You're too late.
Nick, if you want more details, it's on our webpage.
Okay.
Reading for later, I'm sure.
Now we'll move into the regular meeting. First thing. Yeah. All right. First thing we got to do is approve the minutes from the last meeting.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous? Okay, very good. Cooking with gas now. All right, we have the financial status reports. Up to date and fantastic here. Any discussion on these guys? No discussion?
No.
Okey doke.
We're on track. I mean, I don't see any gregarious, overages or underages. I don't know. Like we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, and the supervisors are doing their job of keeping their budgets in line.
And then we've got the overview of the CDBG
loan.
We have one of them that will be releasing the loan.
Very good. Discussion before we move on.
Make a motion that we accept the financial status and authorize the payment of bills.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Okey doke. Bills are paid. All right, we'll jump right into the codes report. Kevin. Soybean plant, it's pretty much down. And I don't believe, thankfully, that there was any exodus of vermin.
Here's Kevin's doing an outstanding job with the town.
He is,
reporting, so.
yep,
I love the way he does it.
very thorough.
I like the picture on the Homer News, though, out with the old and in with the new.
Yeah, that was good. All right, motion to,
I make a motion to accept the codes report as written.
I'll second that.
any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous, okay. DPW.
Bill, Nick, any issues with picking up Christmas trees? Okay. Just so our residents know that you can put them out and they'll continue to pick them up through the month of January. Okay.
Do we have do they have a ETA for the new grinder or the repair? No, don't know.
No, it sounds like it's not a cheap one either.
Well, we're kicking in our share. I don't know what's the holdup.
So I see DDS is working on the sidewalks. Any issues with the concrete?
I mean, it's too soon to know, right? But one of the things that I find entertaining is when they come along where it was buckled, they just replace it with buckled sidewalk. Have you guys noticed that? If it's coming up where there was a root, they just, okay, we're going up and then we're going back down again. They just replace it as if, I mean, I guess in a way, okay, you're putting it back the way it was, but
I've had that brought to my attention.
At least they're getting rid of the tripping hazard at the moment, because they're at least butting them up.
yeah, that's true, right? Because yeah, they are mating them exactly. But I just laugh because I'm like, oh,
Hoping they'll settle.
Without major repairs underneath, I mean.
well, a lot of them, yeah, we're gonna have to do something about the trees that are there to even.
Have you guys got a good plan on how to fix the sidewalks for like budding and things like that? I mean, has there been some prototypes where, you know, you can take those edges off and or something?
I don't think we've really gotten to that point yet right now, because we're still trying to stay in winter mode.
Well, I know, but I'm just
But
food for thought for, you know, spring. I did bring up that foam fix thing. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Yeah.
But I see it on videos how they fix concrete with it. And it's like $55,000 for a trailer, and maybe you could sell it. Maybe you could hire somebody that does the spray foam. It's the same kind of thing that does spray foam for homes. You just gotta have the little gizmochi that, you know, you gotta drill a hole that goes into the hole and lifts it up a little bit. And that could be, maybe you could find somebody that has one. But I do know, because the guy kept calling me because I checked into the 55,000 just for the trailer.
Ed, I bet you and I can make one for less.
I'm sure we could look into it and do one for a whole lot less.
But really, we're waiting to hear about the second grant for the sidewalk funding,
Yeah,
and
I know.
then after we replace, then we'll, yeah. But you're right, we've got to do something.
Awful lot of- I've had 3 or 4 people say they tripped and broken arms and everything. It's really a serious problem.
I see
Not-
that.
Not to be that is the homeowner's responsibility.
I understand.
And my
So-
wife did trip on
so
a
do
sidewalk
we,
and break her arm.
So maybe one of the
So-
questions is,
We did not sue the homeowner though.
do you go out and have DPW put a big X on it and we send them a letter and say, you either fix it or we will? I mean, there are,
Well, yeah. I mean,
we are.
look how I look right to this man right here.
You are allowed to do.
Oh, I know.
They're
Thousands of
$1,000 a
dollars.
pop.
Yeah.
And that's why we want to wait till these, we should hear about that TAP CMAQ grant soon, I hope.
Well, that's why I was saying with the foam thing, and you could say, hey, we could probably fix yours for X dollars versus tearing the whole thing out and putting a brand new one in. But then maybe you gotta get down there and cut roots, but since she's cutting roots, then our beautiful trees die. I mean, there's there's a lot. to
I
think
know.
about.
Not always. A lot of times the roots will just regrow back out. They make a barrier that you can actually put in there where it was junk, you cut it off. You put a barrier there and that way it forces the roots to go back away from the
Yeah,
sidewalk.
okay, well, I'm just saying the sidewalk, that's what makes Homer so walkable and nice.
Yeah.
It's having a great sidewalk system.
No, I'm with you. I
don't have the answer. Just asking.
yeah.
Think about it.
Hopefully we'll know about that grant soon and then we can come up with our plan of what we're going to replace. Tim, did you bring enough fizzy drink for all of us?
No.
Do we have an ETA on the brush? Did the brush come yet for the
The broom is.
broom? It is in.
They are working on assembly right now. I'm hoping tomorrow.
Okay,
So the broom and the snow blower and at CMY being assembled.
good.
Was
The
it a cap there too or
salter
something?
and the cab are not in yet.
Oh, they weren't.
So we're
Poor
still
guy.
waiting on those. We got a little bit of a late start on it. There's a lot of orders ahead of us.
Well, yeah, poor guy.
As of the end of last week, when they got their shipment, we were 7 machines deep. There were 7 in front of us. So
Any heated, we should get some heated clothing for the, are they freezing? I mean, it's not really even gotten cold yet.
He goes out for a short time, then he'll come in and warm up. Once we get the cab, it'll make it a little more efficient. The biggest thing with the broom, Phil and I are gonna take a trip to Marathon and come up with a different broom system on it. Because the brooms are $700 a piece and they last about 2 weeks.
Whoa, really?
And Floyd down in Marathon designed his own and it only cost him about $248.
Yeah, about 250 every time we change a broom.
Yeah.
And
versus
we,
$700.
we're gonna be plowing probably 2 to 3 times the sidewalk he does. So,
He said it goes through him every 2 weeks, but I don't know if the guy just really running that broom. another
We'll-
It should last.
we'll tweak it to try and get them to last as long as
Yeah,
possible.
exactly.
It's another business for you and me.
Yeah. What are the bristles made of?
They're like a polyethylene.
Yeah.
Huh.
You get that with a metal strand into every other one too, which lasts longer.
And that's probably what we'll do is we'll build our own barrel and then we'll do the same system we have on the sweeper for the Bobcat, where you have the nylon stainless steel alternating and it helps slow the wear.
Okay.
And it also has wheels on it, so we can adjust it to not put too much down pressure.
Yeah, I think that would be the key.
It's just gonna be
A
trial
light
and error
touch.
for a little bit until we learn all the ins and outs.
What's the school doing?
I'm not 100% sure how many they go through. They don't cover as much with theirs as we
Sure.
do. Marathon does about 4.5 miles, and we're probably up in the 10 to 12 mile range of sidewalks, or better.
All right then. So I think we'll have to keep in mind for budget season next year.
Because they do 4.5 hours per around down there. And in a big storm, it takes us about a day and a half to get them all back up. With the blower, it
Sure.
helps speed that up a little bit.
Right. All right. Any other questions for DBW?
So I'll make a motion to accept.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. All right. Oh, we're on streets. Sorry, I went through. Oh, and then we got that. Okay, we already did this stuff here.
There's a-
Yep. Very good. All right. Fire department. Malin, you want to highlight anything?
A couple of things. We, another state mandate, we have till October of this year for all of our members to complete a new sexual harassment training. This just came down through the pipe the other day.
You have until when, did you say?
October of this
Oh.
year.
We're going to do one for the whole village, and you guys can join in on that if you want to.
Well, this, is that what it is, the New York State?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
We have the
Well, ESOP's
required
doing
videos.
for us.
Oh, are they?
They've got 4 classes set up.
Oh, okay.
So I posted that for any of our people to take and said, it's a new mandated thing, you gotta go. So we'll see how that goes. A couple of little quickies. We've been working, as we talked about, with Cortlandville, and ourselves. We've come up with some basic, we'll call them kind of job descriptions, that will help with applications and the physical process of each group of people. I met again with the doctors the other day, squared up a couple of issues with that. I think we're good with that one. I see Fred this year, did the town of Homer fire contract get signed by everybody? If it did, I need a copy of that.
Pretty sure I signed it. Dan's nodding.
So,
Dan's the master of things that I sign.
well, I think we signed it, I think it was to the fire district for them to sign.
Oh,
They did all correctly, did I get down there? I got it signed. Okay. Will you give it to Dan?
I'll get you a copy, man.
Okay. Good, thank you. I see on the agenda later, just like the G, authorized mayor to execute a contract between Homer Fire Department and the town of Somerville. It's actually between the village of Homer and Somerville. It's not, the contract is not specifically licensed between the village, because you're getting the name. I signed, well, I have the membership of the fire department, but you guys are actually contracts. You own the fire department. So,
it's mine?
and I think unless anybody's got any questions,
Very good.
I make a motion that we accept the fire department report as written.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Nope. I don't think so. You would like to leave, I know. You can go.
no, I was just, there was something for me. Yeah,
You got no plans? Well, I don't think we,
I have a question for you, but you don't have to stick around tonight for that. I can catch up with you tomorrow.
perfect.
all right, next up, we have fire inspection report. Cody's not here, but looks like he went through, and I know he went through Little White Church for us. Pretty simple, straightforward.
So he's doing another mailing to rental properties and businesses to schedule inspections. Oh, this is a good one. Yeah, effective April 1st, 2019, all replacement smoke detectors need to be of the sealed 10-year batteries or be powered by the structure. And that's a state mandated.
It means all my smoke alarms have to go.
Oh, I did it.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Go get some more.
Trying to keep you alive, man.
I actually changed my batteries.
It's gonna radically change the way I cook, however, because now I can't just go pull the batteries out when I set it off. So I'm not really sure.
Fan and open window.
Again, still not enough.
Industrial fan.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just have to do an
Fans.
outdoor kitchen.
Put in the answer system.
Yeah. I make a motion to accept the fire inspection monthly report as written.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Okay. Police Department.
I was talking with Chief Catalano at breakfast this morning. He brought in this canine dog, Lummel, and so that was the presentation today. And he says, he's actually helped you a couple times with sniffing, drugs and stuff in cars. So I thanked him for supporting our police department. He thought you were doing a pretty good job, too, he says. So, that's fun.
Oh.
We didn't, Chief, we didn't have anything to do with that 3-county high-speed chase.
No.
Thank God, because he outran everybody in a Hyundai Sonata.
I know.
He didn't make it to the village.
That's all right. He knew better. You can't get away from a Ford in a Hyundai Sonata. You're not supposed to say that out loud. Congratulations to Jay Forbes, who completed his training and is now part-time officer with us.
Had a nice visit with him one day. He's a really nice guy. Gonna be a real asset to the force. Might be related to somebody in here.
Might be. Anything else you want to highlight, Chief? Emotionally, or yeah, have winter during Winterfest.
There's not usually many incidents though.
No, I just enjoyed this. A lot of people out, it's nice getting out talking to people.
For the record, I cannot defend my second place chicken wing eating semi-title due to the surgery I had. I'm not there. But Tim Daly, trustee Tim Daly, will be going. We will be going to Hobos, and we're going to do a training session, and I'm going to impart all my knowledge.
Are you gonna lend him the goggles too?
I would lend them the goggles.
You gotta have the goggles.
Yeah, I'll lend you the goggles, and I'll bring the good orange rubber gloves.
Definitely a couple of speakers.
No, but we're gonna buy it now if you're Phil to do it this year.
I was
Why
gonna
not,
say,
Phil?
If Devin's gonna do it, I expect a better result this year.
Devin should not even be allowed to do it. I was very disappointed. You know,
Damn, is that the gauntlet?
You haven't let him live it down.
I hope not. Go ahead.
How was the
You're
turnout?
losing your meeting here.
Yeah.
I know.
How was the turnout for the safety presentation?
Pretty light. I think next year, talking to the mayor next year, do something in conjunction with the fire department, because you guys were talking last month about CO2 detectors and smoke alarms.
Yeah.
Maybe do something in conjunction with that.
And we'll promote it earlier and more
Okay.
effectively, not change venues, all the things that contributed to a lot of extra cookies. All right, anything else?
I'll make a motion that we accept the report as written.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Yeah, you don't have to stay if you don't want to, my friend. All right. You know, we did talk about how we were going to let Fred have privilege of the floor before we went through all the.
Yeah, we did.
How far along are we?
Let's see, we got rec, water
You
billing,
wanna-
water and
You
sewer.
want a detour?
Put them up.
Sure.
That's-
We're going to jump into privilege of the floor really quickly, then we'll go back. So is there anyone here who would like to speak about any topics?
Anybody on YouTube can type in a question.
They could.
Yeah, they can do it anytime.
Yeah, anytime they ask a question, we'll answer it.
Fred, you want to go ahead and That way you don't have to stick around?
Well, we were there last night, but we did go ahead and go ahead and estimate from the landscaper. The engineer said it's not, his opinion is it isn't going to affect the next round of funding on the gas rebate. That's his opinion. So we probably do that. We really doubt if anything's done before March or April. By the time we get it all in place. Did meet with Pat and Dan yesterday, and the contractors in the building, talking about the elimination of changing the village walls slightly. The architect sent me a sketch today, which I forwarded to Pat. He's going to work up a plan and send it to us, which, so I will forward that when I get the.
Are you a little bit tempted, Fred, with it all torn out like that, and you can see all the way up to the top to try to figure out a way to keep it all open?
I guess a little temptation isn't the right word, probably great temptation. Having said that, after talking with the contractors, we'd have to put everything on hold. We would have to really look at the whole thing again. It would have to be a different heating structure, a different cooling structure.
Right.
Noise was one of the issues that kept being raised. Certainly from Mark Marinello's standpoint, who's doing the heating and air conditioning, it was all very possible. But we're going to try to leave it in such a manner that the ceiling could be raised in a time future. If those in power deemed it, but it is certainly when you get up there in that open expanse, it's almost totally gutted now. And you really see the magnitude of the building.
Mm-hmm.
There is no question that thoughts start going through your mind. So Pat was there for that discussion last night also. So more than a little temptation. But I think that's, I don't know of anything more than that. We just did our regular appointments and we had a meeting the last week of December, so we didn't have many bills to pay last month. So, but I'm certainly open to questions if anybody has any questions.
Looking forward to it.
Do they have a time frame?
I'll say it'll be done in 2 years.
That leaves the door open.
Well, right. I'll take the under, but I don't know. Yeah, I think you've left yourself a cushion.
There's a reason for that, because I was really hoping the whole thing would be done by December 31st. That obviously didn't happen. And so I'm a little bit gun shy of providing another date now. The only thing that I have been told is this should go very fast with everything out of the way.
I think, yeah.
But I've got to get my board together to address a couple issues on the sidewalls. And after talking last night and this morning, we hope to clear span everything on the village side and everything on the town side from the hallway, so that there's no bearing walls in between, so that if in the future a wall needed to be changed within the context of that layout, it wouldn't be a bearing wall. So there are some things that have come out of this. There's gonna be better insulation on the sides, a different study procedure. Probably some spray foam, which will enhance the, it actually adds to the strength of the concrete structure. So there is a lot of good things that have come out of the slowing down of the process.
Well, that's good.
If you go up on the balcony, if anybody on the board has not been up on the balcony, I think they'll be amazed at what's left there.
Yeah, they went really fast in gutting it, that's for sure.
But there's some electric that's got to be redone for the lights in the foyer and the village offices. So now's the time to do that. We need to insulate and put a floor down. There's not been any insulation there for 110 years.
All right. Anything for Fred? No?
Nope, thank you.
Thanks, Fred. Anyone else want to speak? Anyone? All right, jump right back into it. Recreation. I see you, Zach. So, what? You'll let us read it off? Sure. Independent contractor thing is gonna make things easier for us, I take it. Good deal.
I learned that was the way to go after calling the high school. I spoke to the financial director there, who's one of our coaches this year. Picked his brain about it. All the varsity, JV, and modified umpires, referees, officials they use are all independent contractors.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It does. I'm surprised we didn't do that before.
Well, I called the county office building last year, picked their brain. And they suggested, they didn't know. It's, the safety was treated as employees. That would cover kind of everybody. But the real answer is nobody really knew.
You have to be careful with that. You went over the requirements. Okay.
Yeah. Our soccer, the kids we use for soccer are gonna all be employees.
Okay.
And I believe just about everybody else can be an independent contractor, but
There's a number of factors to consider, and you just got to make sure you adhere to them as strictly as possible.
Such as,
You want to provide uniforms. You don't want to specify working hours or days. You don't want to tell them how to do a job, just to have the job. Build a wall here, not put brick A here, brick B here. Basically, you want to treat them as people you hire to complete something, and not somebody you kind of micromanage. Is the overarching test there.
Didn't know that.
And you can call them independent contractors, but if you do not do those things, the state is not going to consider them such. So.
interesting.
The soccer is the one that we say the hours, and that's why those have to be employees.
That's good. Yeah. No, I just wanted that.
should have asked you last year.
Along with the crafts person and rec.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
a crafts one that is set hours in the summer.
Yeah.
All right, any questions for Zach?
Zach, you're already starting to look at the Easter egg stuff. I know that's kind of labor intensive.
Yeah, I gotta reach out to the lady's name. I'm gonna ask Don. Because he knows everybody. See if she'll fill the eggs for us. If not, Kristen's not on board with it. Send to us. Remember that brochure, the pre-filled Easter eggs? It's really cheap, not labor intensive, and I think it would actually save us money rather than going to Tops, buying the candy and gold and filling them up and having her name associated or something like that. Haven't heard of it. I like giving her the job. She likes doing it, giving back. Let's see, to be determined.
TBD.
I make a motion that we accept the rec department report.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. All right, water billing report. So we've gone to heavy card stock, but soon, right? We're going to the full page. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
You wanted to kind of wait on that.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, no, I didn't want to do it this time. Maybe next time. Then we can
All right, I'll talk to Williamson then and get on that.
include a little newsletter with it too. Yeah. And then, I did have a resident that did contact me about asking for bills that were clearer to read, I think. And I said we were going to be going to that full page and they were pretty excited.
The bigger print?
Yeah, I think that, yeah, we can, the flexibility is amazing. Everything seems to be going well. Questions, comments, concerns?
Can I add something?
Yes, absolutely.
I just wanted to let people know that I've had a couple people that have called that they pay their bills with their online banking. So they pay it through their bank. And when we moved, they never changed the address of where the bank is to mail it to. So now that it's been, it's been forwarded, but now that it's been so long, the post office doesn't always forward it. So I've had a couple residents call and the bank sent out checks and the checks went back to the bank. So they're calling, why aren't you accepting the check? And, it was returned, and it was just returned because the address is incorrect. So people need to go on their online banking through their bank account and change the address, and then that would take care of that. So just to give people the heads up to do that. So a couple of the, sometimes stuff is getting returned to the bank.
Maybe we've got the first article for the newsletter for the next water bill. You can write it.
So I just got in charge of writing an article.
Yeah, see? So what happens when you say things. Yep, that's what happens. Anything else? All right.
Make a motion to accept the water report as written.
Discussion? All in favor? All right. Water and sewer report.
We're still in the process of getting the grants and all that kind of stuff to work sewer.
For the sewer project?
Right.
Yep, well, I mean, we're moving forward with it as it is, and then as funding changes or things become available, we'll,
I know in the comprehensive plan that they wanted to replace a line on Cortlandt Street, I think, with a 6-inch line, which doesn't have one right now. It's probably 4 or something. That was always in the plan. Just, somebody.
Yeah.
Had, okay.
All right.
I make a motion to accept the water and sewer report as written.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous, okay. All right. We did privilege of the floor. Okay, so next up is approval of the holiday policies. We made a few tweaks.
Basically, we replaced Columbus Day with the day after Thanksgiving and gave the cemetery workers a floating day.
That is a good way to sum it right up. We already voted on this though, right? We don't need to, or do we need to vote on it? We didn't vote. Well, then we will vote on it.
I'll make a motion to accept as written.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
The employees take care of them.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. All right. So we got a new cash handling policy.
This is primarily cash receipts and billing.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be more individualized billings. There's some specific ones that are coming next month, along with cash disbursements. And
Very
then we'll
good.
be going forward on the rest of the balance sheet every month.
Got it. Very excellent. Any discussion on this, guy?
Right thing to do.
I make a motion that we accept the approval of the cash and petty cash policy as written here.
A second?
Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Okay.
You don't have your backup, it's just on the agenda.
Let's see. Oh, the title change? Right, so, yep, we just need to change Donna's title to come into compliance with the county. No problem there. Can I get a motion for that?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. And then we're adding Tanya to the Edward Jones account and removing all village personnel previously assigned.
Make a motion.
Discussion?
Tanya, do we need a second person?
We can add a second. My suggestion would be Kristen for that, because she's in the office too.
Do we need to
If
have
she'd
any,
like to be.
do we need to have any bonding on that?
No, all that's already set. It's more of, we can't even touch the investments. They're permanently restricted. It's just more so we can get reports, and actually they can't take our deposits without this. They returned our deposit.
Absolutely, I'd like to approve this, but I think we should have a second as a redundant feature just in case anything happens.
My suggestion, like I said, is Kristen.
You up for that?
You gotta make another motion.
I want to see her.
Well, I would say
Okay.
we would just amend this to add Kristen as the second.
So should we make a new motion?
Well, we didn't make the original motion, did we?
I thought I started. to.
Oh, did you? I'm sorry.
Make a new motion. Go ahead.
All right, so I'll make a motion to accept Tanya as a trustee with Kristen as a secondary.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous, okay. All right. Approval of budget adjustments. All right.
So the first one you'll see here is in the general fund. What this does is it recognizes all the things that were over and under budget and just brings them into compliance. There's a lot of areas where we actually earned extra dollars, and that's where you see the pluses. And we are using them in the CDBG program in the community with the Little White Church and all the CFA, all the expenses that went with that. So that's where you see the plus at the bottom. Please, and when this budget was created, all of the streets was put into one account, not separated between non-winter and winter. And all it does is move the difference over to winter. So.
Very good.
And then we're looking to have the funds for the market assessment from the funds that were remaining. That's what in the general fund.
Right.
So we have that. And then the water fund is, we actually are earning more interest than we budgeted this fall.
Fantastic.
I make a motion to accept.
Start having, say, residents complain, or business owners complain that they don't want them left in a certain place, then Limebait can create a geofence is what they refer to it. So it's an app that you put on your phone in order to rent the bike, and they have a map, and so they can designate spots where you're not allowed to park them, and they can also designate preferred parking spots. And if you rent the bikes, you get reward points if you follow all of the rules, and you get bonus reward points if you park them in preferred parking zones.
It's really,
What I was saying,
really nifty.
You know, I'm not against her doing what she just said and you said, we're dropping these things off. But if I didn't want to go walking around town looking for one, could I go down to the rec department down there? And
You bring up your phone and it'll tell you where they are. it'll tell you the location of any of the bikes near you.
And what Line Bike will do is after it's been in the county for a while, they start tracking what the most popular spots are. And they hire staff that take them. So let's say a lot of people are, riding them from Homer to PNC, and then they're all ending up at PNC. They'll go drive around with their van and go pick them up and move them back to like the most popular spot in Homer.
So
we do try to stage them in the areas where people rent them the most often.
they do that. They have to run a lot of that in Ithaca, especially, people get them at the top of the hill, ride them to the bottom of the hill and leave them. So they take them back.
It seems like you'd want to ride uphill because they got batteries in them.
Well, it helps you, not that much though.
Bummer.
You're out there for fitness. You can pedal. We don't have.
It should be up
You
there.
gonna go up Albany
Yeah.
Street there, Ed?
Yeah, I want to see you up and over Albany and Lighthouse Hill. I rode my bike over Lighthouse Hill. You can too.
I'm taking a dump truck.
So do these come with bike racks?
They do not come with bike racks. If you start noticing that there are certain places in the village where, people are leaving them and you would like to install bike racks, and that's something you can.
Do you mean racks on the bikes themselves for carrying things?
No, as in places so they're just to park them.
That's what I was thinking.
Nope.
In case they want, okay.
And that was my
Just
question.
Explain that.
Is if we find some places that would be on the village to provide bike racks, like say like by the rec department, if we wanted to put them there because that's where everybody goes for basketball or. Okay, so bike racks would be on us,
But not required.
but not required.
Not
And my
required.
suggestion would be to not consider any infrastructure investment until after you've had it for a while, so they can track where are people actually wanting to pick them up more often.
Have we
Great
received a
idea.
copy of their insurance policy yet?
I don't think we have received a copy of their insurance policy yet.
The MOU or the agreement that I reviewed said they would provide one. I just want to make sure they actually do have the insurance that they promised.
So that they just came to New York State this past year, so they've been in the southern tier for less than a year, so this is their first winter. So the answer is yes, they reduced their fleet by 50% after Thanksgiving, but when we had the meeting with them, it was in October, so they were sort of, having contingency plans about how they were going to deal with plows and things like that if they're left in the right of way. And I think this winter is their,
Gotcha.
learning curve.
I don't know if that's what you're looking for,
So
but that
luckily
was,
for us, we don't have to worry
Yeah,
about
that's what I
leaving
want to
that.
see, their actual policy. This is,
is that it?
no, this is just
Oh,
saying we will have this policy. I want to make sure they actually do and put us
A
on there.
number or something through the app where we can request a pickup.
Yeah. They'll have staff here and we'll have a way to get a hold of them and
The head staff person for the Southern Tier region actually lives in Virgil, so even though she covers the Ithaca area too, she's actually a Cortland County resident. And they'll hire, they said probably 2 or 3 part-time people to go around and manage it. They store the fleet and all of their equipment in Lansing in a warehouse.
So how do you determine the size of the fleet that would be in this village? How many bikes?
I'm trying to remember, when we had the meeting with them, I didn't write it down. I want to say they were, they're flexible. I think they were looking at, for the whole, for Cortlandville City and Homer, I think 250 maybe they were talking about. Between
Yeah.
250 to, yeah, start out.
it's one of those things where they adjust it based on usage. I mean, the data that they collect is outrageously amazing. And so they know where people are picking them up, where people are dropping them off, where they need more, where they need less, where they are, if the battery needs replacing, so.
And
Yeah.
it'll be a mix, the fleet will be a mix of the electronic bikes and just traditional pedal bikes also.
Yep.
Difference in cost between the two for the people getting them.
There is, so for the pedal bikes, that's the cheaper option, it's only $1 for 30 minutes. For the e-bikes, you have to pay $1 unlock fee, and then after that, it's 15 cents a minute, so that averages out to $10 an hour. But their average ride is only 12 minutes, so that would be $2.80 for a 12-minute ride. They also have a program called Lime Access, it's for low-income people, to make it even less expensive for them, so it's only 50 cents to unlock a e-bike for a Lime Access customer, then they only pay 7 cents a minute, so it's a 50% discount for the electronic bikes. And for the pedal bikes, they pay just 5 cents for 30 minutes. So it's pretty affordable. Yeah, and you don't, if you're on the Lime Access program, you don't have to use a credit card. You can go and fill your account at CVS or 7-Eleven in Portland. And there's also an option if the village or Portlandville wanted to create another spot, like at the rec center or someplace where people could go put money on their account and not have to get into the city to do that.
It's a neat program, and it's going to really dovetail well with our making this more of a bike-friendly village. And, you know, Cortlandville's on board and the city's on board, so it's really, really great for the county that we're doing this. Yeah.
Awesome. Not that this goes with that.
Oh, yeah, we can have it back.
Oh,
We're just supposed to be named as additionally insured under their insurance policy, and
okay.
we should be.
So I can
They
just
wouldn't-
make sure I don't send and sign the MOU until Jeff sends you. the
That would be great.
insurance policy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
That
good
means they
thing right there.
indemnify us, so if somebody sues us, they will step in and defend us.
Got it.
To their insurance policy.
I guess my only concern is just, how it's gonna be with, and we talked about it, if people just drop off bikes in people's yards. I know some of our residents will have concerns, but hey, let's give this a shot and work with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that if it becomes that's the nice thing about it is they can draw fences around people's houses and say, don't
And
leave
you also
bikes
know
here.
who did it, so
You
it's
do
not
know who
like
did
you
it,
can get
right.
away with it, you know.
Right,
Not
right.
somebody, You know, send you a ringy dingy and say, hey, put that
Right.
on, you know. Yeah, I like it.
I'll make a motion to authorize the mayor to enter into the MOU for Lime Bikes pending the attorney's approval that said insurance is covered.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, unanimous. I signed it, so you don't have to stay for the whole thing if you don't want to.
I appreciate that.
Will you please remind me tomorrow to send that email to Senator Rivera because I didn't get to it today,
No, that's fine.
but I will definitely do it tomorrow.
And I'll email Jeff and ask him to send you.
Thank you. Thank you, Susan.
Sorry?
Sign
Yeah,
copy.
once I get Brian to send it to, then I'll give her all of the details, a copy of the more email in.
Thank you.
All right, let's see here. We have to do. That's that. All right, next up, fire contracts.
There's a 2% 1 year with Summerhill. And now that our budget is done, the last fire contract, so we'll be looking at redoing for the next long-term contracts with all of our other municipalities that we work with. So now that we've got our budget, we've got the reports, we can do a more equitable contract with everybody. So I would make a motion to authorize the mayor to execute the fire contract between the village of Homer and the town of Summerhill.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Done and done. Okay, now. Newton Waterworks charges 32 Burgett Drive.
Did we skip over E?
Did we skip over E? No, it's,
Gonna be on
yeah,
I.
E is now I.
Oh,
Yep.
there's a double. Oh. Yep.
Statements are out of order, so we can put the address on the top. The others in the back.
There you go. Let's see here. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Now I remember this one. Okay. Laura Lane. right?
That's right.
That's fine.
I'm sorry, no. Well, you said it was out of order.
We're going on the agenda, do Burger first.
Sure, all right. Where is Burgett? Oh, there's Burgett. Okay, no, there's,
Okay.
there's,
Just when you said I remember this one.
no, because
The Burgett one's-
no, right, because, the Laura letter was in between the two Burgett. That's, my brain is the size of a walnut, Dan, and so when you do this, I don't even know what's happening anymore. Okay, now we will do Burgett first. Yes, please, I apologize. Another leak.
So basically, if you, really this one is, resident found, at the beginning of October, she found a leak, fixed it within a week, and thought it was done until she got the bill, because it happened to be on this bill. So this much high, I don't think you guys ended up getting, the meter reads,
No.
but it's double what it usually is. Usually it's about minimum.
Okay,
So what, it went, consumption, it was 3,000, then it was 6,000, 8,000, and then it was like 16,000.
okay,
So it's usually much lower. So what I did is I took a look at the last, I actually used 4 last billing cycles, because there was, the one last year that was higher in the winter because of, late getting the reads. So I did the 4 payment average and it came to, $89.31.
and what was her last bill?
The last bill was $99.75. The one before that was $87.25.
What was the one with the leak, though? What's this
It's
one?
$149.75.
Okay, so we're looking at $60.
Not quite double.
I have no problem with this.
She's been very proactive on addressing the leaks and fixing them.
Yeah, she found it, and as soon as she found it, she, obviously she didn't have major problems before, and then it was taken care of.
Yeah.
I'll move that we, to the average.
I'll second.
All in favor? Okay. All right, now Laura Lane.
So just to make sure we've got that, Dan, you got that? What we resolved? Okay.
I'm the one with the cognitive issue, not you.
I just want to make sure that
Okay. All right, Laura Lane. So, yeah, I remember this one now.
Yeah, so this one, a resident come talking about, it's actually her mother's house. And this was from her dispute, I don't know if it's dispute, but it was from like a year ago. And, so it had come to the board after the last billing cycle. She had typed up a letter, stating her concerns. And I had given you the meter readings of the past billing, the ledgers. And it was, as it said, that it was obviously a leak because it went up.
Yeah.
Significantly each time.
Yeah, and it does look like that she got the leak.
It looks like because it's
Yeah.
like that. So what I've presented you with is 2 separate scenarios where you could take the average of the last few billing periods before the leak, or I had taken the other scenario is
Yeah.
from the week till now and taken, averages of that. And so those are two different bills that are in front of you.
So there'd be a relief of either 224.13 or 176.07.
Yeah, I don't know what you want to do. Because it was so long ago, there's a lot of data after that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I took the data after that, or I took the data before.
Yeah.
that. So however you want to look at it.
I like the lower one. She's 88.
Yeah.
Don't want to hurt her.
Right, so the
So the 224.
224.13.
Yeah, that's the one I prefer.
Mhm.
I agree.
Okay, yep, and that's just, it takes, it's listed on there, all the penalties were taken off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, as per us, so those, yeah.
I make a motion to remedy for this one.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous, okay.
Kristen, will you reach out to Miss Mastronardi tomorrow, please? To make sure that
She understands.
they understand they can get the payments in.
Yeah, I'm gonna send her the bill as well, like that, what I have, that invoice that you guys are looking at.
Mhm.
So it's all broken down for her, so she can understand what we did.
Okay.
So I'll tell her that she can either pick that up or I'll mail it out to her. I'll call her tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, authorizing me to send a letter of support for Cortland County's CDBG application.
Absolutely. Gotten a lot of money from this over the years, so you nuts not to keep trying.
So what do we need to do?
Well, it's costing us $1,400, so.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not free, but then again, it never is. But we've gotten hundreds of thousands of dollars
It's a
back.
worthwhile investment.
Absolutely.
Any other discussion?
Oh, this isn't what you're,
Yeah, it is.
don't we have to change the name
We do have to change the
and the date?
name and the date.
Okay, so that's why I guess it was a draft. All right.
Given that you'll fix the dates and the names, I'll make a motion to approve.
One second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous.
This kind of threw me off.
You know what? I didn't even think about it. I just kind of yeah, but you're right.
Boy, you really are.
You know, sometimes I've got the glasses on, sometimes they're off, sometimes they're half on. No way of knowing what I see, Ed. All right, tree cutting RFP.
Have you looked at it?
I looked at this
That's our-
a little bit, and I just worry that this is maybe a little too comprehensive. Might increase our cost quite a bit. Yeah.
Problems we've been doing wrong, so if the amount of cost is going up, really, the one contract that was done with Fo a long time ago, not outlining proper trees, it's not a unit cost at all, it's just a lump sum. The lump sum contracts are no-go. We need to do a unit cost.
So there is no other option?
Don't, we're not doing lump sum. That would just be my recommendation. Can this be tightened, perhaps, but, you know. you gotta-
It's a large font.
Contract.
And then the other thing I wonder too is because we were gonna make this, having whoever the winner of the contract would be, have to be able to work around the power lines, and I don't think I see anything in there.
That's what I mean.
That could be added.
If it's not here, we can add the.
It has to be added, yeah.
With
Certified, not just able, but
Exactly.
certified. Yep.
Certified to be able to work around.
Jim, I talked to someone that you.
On the scopes and said lump sum on the Tiger Materials, it's the Tiger Materials contract for a long time, and that's what's gonna stop.
Okay. Yep.
I know Mike just had a couple notes on it, making sure that they backfill after they grind with black or topsoil and grass.
You know,
Yeah, we went through.
all those comments there, so you can maybe be good.
I didn't see that in there. Was it in there?
No, that's Mike's saying we should add it,
Oh, okay,
so that if he emails them, we can have them.
okay.
We want to put this on hold for one meeting, so we can say that's correct. I'm afraid we're gonna leave a hole in it or something, but I don't know. Can we live a month without a contract?
We're not doing any tree trimming now, are we?
Yeah.
Well,
Emergency
they just
trees.
took one down on Saturday, but that was one that been on hold that needed to come down.
Okay.
We were looking to purchase them by February 28th. So if we do put it on hold, we have to go by the old contract. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Well, I meant just to make sure this is correct, that's all I'm saying, you know,
No,
it
no.
sounds like we've got a lot of little fixes there, or you think you can?
No, I'm not
fix this
saying
over
we
there?
shouldn't do that. I'm saying if we do,
Okay.
then we had trees we were gonna buy by February 28th before our year
I
ends.
don't have a problem with that.
So we'll have to use the old one,
Does,
the old person, because the bids won't come in.
Buying trees is different from the tree cutting. It's a
But then-
different person.
But it's in here.
Yeah, it's in
Yes,
this
they
RFP.
added
We were doing all of it.
Tree planting.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
Tree cutting.
I don't know if I think that that's a good idea.
Just take that out separate contract.
Yeah, I
Take
think
out
that
Yeah.
should be,
Acquisition?
Yeah, because I don't think that
I don't think
the
any
same
tree
people will do it.
Contractors in the area even really do.
Well, we had
planning.
this set where they could bid on part or all of it.
Okay,
So, but we can take that out, that it was actually for tree acquisition was one part, tree cutting was another. You could bid on all or part.
oh, okay, yeah, can we do separate?
Separate ones?
I would
Yeah.
prefer separate
Yeah, that's
myself.
It's just neater. I'll approve it with an email later on after you get it.
Do you want to just wait till next month and then we can just buy the trees off the old contract and then the new trees on the
I
next?
guess I
budget
would
we get?
prefer that.
Let's do that, because I don't think we,
I'm a little antsy here.
yeah,
It doesn't feel right. You know, but, you know, not that that's- you should do, but-
was that just the venison?
Chili.
Chili, probably. Too much sauce.
All right, so
So
we
the-
will,
The three things I said is we're gonna remove the acquisition. And we're adding in the power line certification
Mhm.
and,
Well, we're gonna do a
And the
separate for acquisition.
right,
right,
So not, okay.
and then,
Separate tank.
adding backfill and grinding. And what else?
Grinding
Nick?
and dirt.
Whatever Mike says.
Yeah. And
Certain dirt.
reseeding.
Reseeding, okay, thanks. Is there anything
Check with
else?
Mike, because he had 3 or 4 things written down. I don't remember all the ones he had written down.
Yeah,
Okay.
just whatever he emails, maybe we'll add
I
it.
gave him whatever.
Yeah, we could email that out.
So you look at it too, Phil?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we'll table this for the next meeting then. I make a motion that we table this to the next meeting.
I'll second.
all in favor?
All right,
Aye.
Unanimous?
sorry about that, whoever's looking for the contract, it's just not gonna feel like.
No, you're right, Ed. You are correct. Okay. Looking right at you.
I don't know if you want to if you talked about the White Church acquisition yet, but that went through right around the New Year's. It's on record now.
We own it.
We own it.
Time to turn it into Alpha House. Just kidding, you guys. I know, right? Well, that's the end of it. That's the end of my career for that.
How's, Route 11?
We are back for the appraisals. We've got 1 back and 2 no thank yous. So
I just faced with Rich, like, email back tomorrow, so much longer than once, so it's already been a little while.
the
There's no time frame to put on the RFP that went out for it.
we need commercial appraisers, and the 2 that said no didn't have commercial appraisers. They were only residential.
But we still have at least one,
Yes, we do.
so we can continue to move forward.
Yes, we can.
Do we need a recommendation to do that?
No, well, let's wait and see what Rich says about how long, much longer we give it. Probably not a whole lot longer, and then we'll.
Fine, I just, you know, Route 11's
Oh, I
It's
know.
important.
I'm with you.
All right.
Anything else? That's it? Okay. Comments by members.
I'm good.
Did I put you in a bad mood?
There's no major issues that are driving me nuts right now. I think we're doing well. We'll have to see how I do tomorrow morning riding the truck.
Yeah, I don't want to be anywhere near you.
That'll scare the hell out of me.
I don't want to be anywhere
I've
near
got a
you.
feeling they're gonna try.
You got to get up. You need to wake up 10 minutes before this already to be ready to go in this. You realize that, right?
I'll be there. What are we saying?
I don't know, but I'm setting my alarm to wake up and laugh that you're getting out there, and then I'm going to go back to bed.
Quarter to 4. I'll be in the truck.
Set your alarm so you can come out and ride too.
You know,
It's an open invite to any.
I was up that early this morning. I probably should have ran right out there and
Well, there's
jumped
gonna
in.
be snow, so it'll be some good pictures. I want to try to do it for the home.
Yeah.
I've always got my eyes on you guys driving around.
You know, I kind of think it's a safety. We don't want too many members of the board riding around at one time.
Just one at a time.
You know, yeah.
You don't have to point.
You can still have a corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't.
Yeah.
As long as your head stays out of the meters, we're good.
Yeah.
So otherwise that, I think the village is doing well. It's looking pretty good. I've had my walks around, except for those crazy sidewalks where I almost trip now and then. I think we're doing okay. The line bikes, I think, are going to be excellent to help the community. The trees are being cut and being replaced. We are really, really trying to make this place come back a lot. Well, it's not bad, never was, but I mean, it's looking good. We got
Mhm.
our pit, Yeaman is building their building down there, and that's looking pretty darn good. The Keter Opera House, I believe, is still in operation and getting better for getting apartments made.
Mhm.
So that's all good. People's homes are looking pretty good. Our zombie home issues are kind of under control, I think. The streets are plowed, you know. Yeah, I'm pretty excited that we're doing pretty well.
When you're happy, I'm happy.
That's good.
Tim?
Only thing I have is, the fellow. I did not speak to him, but he left a message on my phone.
Last night.
Cool.
So, good segue. See, I didn't even have to prompt you.
Right?
I went to the county, city, town, village, schools meeting last night where Casey and Amanda presented about the LED lighting.
Yep.
So it was actually good to get both of their full presentations to understand, again, the difference of what they do and how they operate and why they operate. So we're giving it a little bit of time for some of the other towns to come on and try to reduce costs. Town of Homer is already with us. I think Truxton might jump in, and then I know they were going to talk to the town supervisors of Scott and Virgil to see if they wanted to get on board. Even with that and the fact that they would still need to go through, get their prices from Grid, blah, 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 blah. Casey still has a completion date for us of November.
Sweet.
So, yep.
That answers it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So we're still moving forward and still looking real good.
Did you say anything about 5G?
Just that we'll be ready for it. I mean,
Yep.
Syracuse is the one to watch because, you know, I think they're actually going to get it. And they've pinned a lot of the hopes of that city on the 5G through the LED lighting.
Yep.
I mean, I went to that whole presentation and that's what the mayor's main focus is.
Right. Yep.
So trying to make it a place for these companies to come into with the basically low cost of free Wi-Fi anywhere in the city, faster than Time Warner.
Yep. The contractor that's going to be doing that work is one of the ones for my 95.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
good.
So yeah, I was very happy with that, and I was thrilled that, you know, because they did want to wait and see if more wanted to join with us.
Well, it
but-
makes sense for the cost factor. So.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's not going to lower our costs that much. It's a kind of a favor that we would be doing to the other towns in the area to let them jump in with us.
Yep.
And we'll do that because we're nice guys, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where we're at though. I was pretty happy.
It's gonna save us money, I'm all for it.
It's gonna save us quite a bit. We'll be cash flow positive year one.
Yeah.
So it's
There's no bad
it's a no-brainer.
Excellent.
Kevin, what you got?
I just have the issue with the trash and the garbage truck thing. Not more than one resident has come to me saying, "Is it a smart idea for a municipality to get into the trash business?" And there are so many different variables that we have not explored as of yet. I know you've had contact with one resident. as well.
I did. Yep. So one of the Village of Waterloo, the mayor up there is a friend of mine, and they do their own trash pickup and hauling, and it saves them quite a bit of money. And so we've run the numbers. This is Ed's brainchild, by the way. If it goes horribly wrong, just kidding.
It's
not a bus.
I'll take it.
It's not a bus coming at you.
I still have yet to
Garbage
see anyone put forth anything that shows why it would be a bad idea. But what we are going to go and do an RFP
Yes.
for the new contracts. And so then we're going to get all the bids, and then we're going to compare the bids that we got to what it would cost us to do it in-house. And we're going to go with the one that makes the most sense for the village.
I was
So,
talking with Tanya yesterday about it. You know, the hourly wage is going to be $20 to $25. You know, per hour, per man.
We were talking about how much Syracuse Hollers pays their employees.
yeah.
Last time I saw them, they were advertising a guy for $19.10 an hour.
Yeah, and I think the plan here is that there would be a premium paid to whoever, if the village employees are doing it, whoever does it. But we have an incredible amount of room to work with, because they're charging us $160,000 just to pick it up,
Right now.
right? And so, you know, if you look at the cost of the truck, and then the cost of maintenance, insurance, repairs, labor, all that sort of thing, I still think we're going to come out saving about $60,000 a
One
year.
of my concerns is if you start somebody with $19 to $20 an hour versus the rate that some of the other villages rate.
It wouldn't be it would be I would think that we would do it in some way. We'd have to see if we could, but where it's basically a bonus amount that you get when you're doing that duty. And when you're not doing that duty, you're at normal. And so it'd be almost like a volunteer basis who wants to
You did mention.
to do it.
Food for thought.
Yeah.
Everyone knows how you want to do it.
Yeah. So however we want to do it, but there would be an incentive, but it's not like if you did that for 2 days, for the other 3, your rate would stay that high. It wouldn't. It would go right back down.
Kevin, just to give you
to where it
a
was.
heads up, the city of Syracuse, or city of Cortland, they just redid theirs, and it was in the paper, so I think I'm reading it correctly. It went up 60%. So if our bill from 160 goes up 60%, that's another 95,000. The calculations the mayor just gave you, we're using 160, and we still make $50,000 or $60,000.
And there
And
may
so if
be.
we got that 60% bump up, we could be saving 100,000 or 150.
There may be an opportunity too for partnering with the city of Cortland on this
There's
as
a lot
well.
to think about.
So,
And you can either go with a robot arm or just like the way they're doing it. A lot of options.
yeah.
I actually was behind one of the ones with the robot arm this morning on the way up through in Tully, and it stopped, picked the thing up, and was back going within like 30 seconds.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they
They're
use in
very
Waterloo.
fast. They're very fast. It's all joystick control from the cab for the
Yeah.
operator.
And then when you do it that way, you're only talking about an incentive for one employee.
Yeah.
And really doesn't have to be that high because you're sitting in a warm truck. So it's not, the incentive is really for the person that's out there in the horrible weather, right? So, yeah, we've got a lot of things that we can look at, a lot of variables.
Nothing's in concrete. It's all wide open.
Yeah.
It's just a
That's
discussion.
basically what
Yeah.
And we have to prepare for it because it's a lot of money.
We're going to do serious due diligence, and we're going to do whatever makes the most sense for the village.
Nobody's
Yep.
got any, except me. I want to do it.
I
So-
had conversations with Pat and Ed today about this because I've started doing some research
Right.
into the cans and the trucks and all that, and coming up with some different options that you guys could look at when we get to that point. So,
Good. Yep. Good.
So I guess to recap for our residents is in the budget, we put aside money for the garbage trucks. That's because we have to do that as a budget process to make sure that if we do go this route, it's there. And two, as you can tell, we're already exploring this option, so we're gonna be upfront about everything as we go forward. And three, we're still doing the trash art. We're gonna do an RFP for trash pickup, so that way when we do this, we'll be able to compare apples to apples, not an old contract to something else.
Yep.
So to our residents that are concerned about this, and rightfully so, stay tuned. We'll be putting out more information.
Completely.
Yeah, and it'd be one of those things that if we think that we're going to move forward with bringing it back in-house, and we would have a sort of a community forum and let people come in and talk about it and things like that. So, yeah. All right.
Anything else, guys? You took care of my number 4.
I'm sorry.
See, I knew you were stealing Pat's thunder.
That's right. First thing was, Fred already talked about the Pine Street Bridge. And so looking March, April timeframe to ensure that what they want to do is actually back from that. The documents to bid, and they're expecting that about 2 weeks. So we're looking about March to April timeframe for the bridge on Pine Street. As Fred said, they're being told that won't impact the bridge New York or Wall Street. Obviously, the village will work with the town with whatever we need to do to support them on that. Second thing, I just want to remind everybody, because our next meeting is after Winterfest, and Winterfest is the 25th and 26th, correct? So everybody get out there.
We need to get down to Hobos soon, Tim.
I had a concern from one of the residents that they were getting about a New York State press release about the enhanced star, and basically what it, income verification. If you've already filled it out, there's no change. If you haven't and you're applying for the enhanced star, then the assessor should already have they should already have gotten some of that. But if they have any questions, by all means, talk to our assessor here on the stage area now. And that also, just a reminder, if you're turning 65 in the year, you have to fill out the form by March 1st. So even if you're turning 65 before or after, if you say you turn 65 on December 1st, you still have to have the form filled out by March 1st. So we already talked about the RFPs. Number 5 is the mayor's got an awesome haircut. That'd be looking great for the mayoral photo.
Knew it. Knew it. Yes.
And then saw Karen Snyder today working on the decluttering and everything of the old stuff. She's now working up here in the offices here in the town hall with the village stuff, expecting about 2 weeks. So under contractual, we may need to look at starting to get a industrial size shredder.
Ed, that's me and you again. We're gonna run it.
Or maybe the bonfire for Winterfest. We can just.
That's right.
But that's progressing well. And that's all I have.
All right. Do we need to go into an executive session? We do need to go into executive session to discuss.
Personnel items.
Nick's going to want to know more than that.
Well, I have personnel items.
Okay.
Yeah, and we have internal financials.
Internal financials. Okay. Is that enough? Yep. He says that's enough. All right.
The first 6 are financial.
Okay. Motion to go into an executive session.
I'll make the motion to go into executive session.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. So let's
Make a
begin.
motion to take a